fight your fears, and survive. Alright guys, we're back for the final part of Jill's run. It's been long. It's been strenuous. It's been awesome. It's almost over. Actually, if you guys don't know, and if you've never played, you can actually do knife runs in this game, and they're very difficult. I don't know for sure, maybe not, I'm not gonna say that, but there are knife runs, you can do it. I know that for a fact. So, we're getting to the point in the game where a couple things are gonna happen. The first thing is putting up the items I'm not gonna need. The first thing that's... Let me speak about one thing at a time so you guys understand what's going on. First thing is I was getting rid of the items I'm not going to need anymore for my run. So I put everything up. I just need those items right there. And what I was trying to say is this is where the run starts to take a divergent path. You can go one way or the other. And when I get to that point, I'll tell you about it. But for right now, our goal and mission is to get back to the mansion and back to the foyer room. Because in the foyer room, right where you start the game out pretty much, is a door that you weren't able to access the whole game until now. And I think that's kind of cool because it brings like not to compare an old game to a new game that just recently came out. Not recently came out, but came out way after this. That there's kind of that connection of everything together. And I'm talking about like Dark Souls. Dark Souls does a good job of that. And then this game kind of has that same feeling to it. Even though you can't see like across the field to something that you've been to, you do have a connection to everything where everything brings you back to where you were, where you need to be. And I love games that do that. And this game does that. And that's where we're going right now, is back to the foyer, because underneath the staircase is a door that you're not able to access pretty much the whole game. In fact, you get half of the key. It's about a little bit from the beginning, and not exactly the beginning of the game, but relatively close to the start. And it's these medallion things that you have, and you can put it in there, but nothing happens, right? So you realize that you need it to access this forest area and all this other stuff. So it's interesting that those are the things that you need to access the door. So you know that you need to find another one, and then you start finding pieces to the other one. And then you realize, okay, here we go. Now I finally got both pieces. I can finally go through that door. And then you realize that that door is where it leads to the end of the game. Really cool. So when you come through here, don't forget to pick this one back up, because these are the medallions I'm talking about. I call them metal objects, whatever they want to call them. You don't want to backtrack and have to backtrack and get that. And then we're going to head all the way back to the foyer. The quickest way is through the graveyard. If you remember, all you have to do is go straight through here. Boom. Say bye to the hunters. We won't be seeing those guys ever again. Thank goodness. We will, however, be seeing another annoying enemy coming up. Could possibly be even more annoying than hunters. And if the people who know what I'm talking about, it's those damn insect enemies. I call them insect enemies just because they float around. I hate them in this game. I hate any kind of rendition of them in any other game. But yeah, this game they're not bad, I guess. When you're doing like what I'm doing, they can kind of ruin stuff, but they're not bad. They're just annoying. They're annoying when you're really trying to just like stay and fight them. That's when they're super annoying. You better have a good weapon. So now we're back in the foyer where the game began. Look at those cool candles. And we're gonna head behind here, which we never really went through when we started the game. But if you're exploring and messing around, you've probably seen this door. And when you look at it, some growling happens, and you're like, whoa, what is that? Do I really want to go through there? And you see like the medallions on the door that let you through here are these right here. And like I said, you get this one like relatively soon in the game, depending on how much you explore and stuff. But you get it relatively quick, and you come down here and you put it in the door, and then you realize you need another one, and you're like, shit. So then you also realize you can put this in another door, which is the one that leads to the garden area. And then you kind of unravel all that stuff going over there, and then you finally are able to come back. And you get this piece, and then when you open and examine this, you get the stone ring, so it becomes a stone and metal object. And then you get this journal entry kind of, and yeah, I guess you call it journal entry. This right here is very, very, if you didn't ever read this, you should read it. I'm going to read it right now, so if you haven't ever read it, just stay tuned. I'm about to read it right now. But this journal entry is very, very creepy and very, very sad. So It's a family picture and notes. So you see the family picture in the background. Now, if you remember in my past episode, I talked about Mr. Trevor, and the reason why I kind of went into him is because I wanted to lead to this point of the game. This is kind of a side story to everything that's happening, but it's a very sad story, and it explains the monster. Explains the monster in this game that you see multiple times. You're not really able to kill. And so you got a family picture and notes. Just stare at that little girl. Just look at her. Look at her as I read this. There's something written on the back. November 10th, 1967. So this was a while ago. Jessica, type A virus was given to her. She had negative virus fusion. She died. They basically got rid of her because nothing was working on her. So then they gave Lisa. Lisa's the daughter. They gave her the type B virus. Had positive but delayed fusion. So it worked, but it was delayed. Observed constant results. Continue protective observation. So she mutated, right? George, which was the father, we all know, was terminated because he was trying to escape and he couldn't find his way around. There's a journal left by someone. November 14th. I feel dizzy after that shot they gave me. I don't see Mom. Where did they take her? She promised that we would escape together. Did she escape alone and leave me behind? November 15th. I found Mom. We ate together. I was very happy. It's kind of creepy. Line. But she was a fake. Not my real mom. Same face, but different inside. That's, like I said, creepy, right? What did she mean by different inside? I have to find Mom. Have to give face back to Mother. Okay. I got Mom's face back. Nobody can have my mom except me. I attach her face to me so she doesn't go away. Uh-oh. Because Mom's sad when I meet her without her face. Well, there's an enemy in this game that we've met that looks like she has a skin hood over her face. Or over the monster's face. Then this last one is a little messed up. It's not as very good written out. From inside box, scent of mommy. Maybe true mother there. Stone box hard. It hurt. Steel rope in the way. Can't see mother because force stones. So that right there is foreshadowing what's coming up here in a second, kind of giving you a hint what's going on, what you need to do. But there's basically a box which you would think is a coffin, and that's where her mom is, or that's where she thinks her mom is. Can't get in there because she keeps hitting against it. It's too hard. And then there's these things in the way, these force stones. After you read that, it's kind of gruesome because the daughter is the monster with the hood over her, the skin hood over her. It's very, very sad and very creepy now because now you're like, well, geez, I hated that monster this whole time, but now it was just this guy's daughter this whole time, you know, and all she wanted was her mom. So in that way, it's kind of sad, but she's still a monster. And coming up right here, okay, this is a very important save point. Most save points are, I guess, are important if you need a save or whatnot, but this one's super important because this is the save point before the ending of the game split. Before you can either go towards the berry ending or you can go towards the bad ending. We will be doing the bad ending in this game, and that's only because, well, the reason why is one, it's faster, so if you want to speedrun and you do an any %, you can do that one. And then two is because, like I said, it's actually easier. So it's weird that they tie the bad ending with an easier way to get through it, because you would think if you chose the bad ending, you would want to give it harder to the player because they chose a bad decision. Versus a good ending, which should make it easier, right? Because you chose the right decision. But in this game, it was opposite. So if you choose to save berry, it actually gets a little more difficult. If you choose not to, it's actually a lot easier. Which is what we're going to do. So this is a save point, though, to do both endings so that you can go back through and get achievements and whatnot. This is also the box where if you're going to decide which ending you want to do, you can dump stuff off. Like me, I already dumped it off. And in reality, if you're speedrunning or whatever, you're not going to worry about any of this. But if you're going to do the good ending, pick up your grenade launcher, all the ammo you can with it, and then your pistol if you want to deal with the regular zombies down here. Because you're going to really, you're going to need that ammo, especially because there's a couple of fights, and you don't get Barry's gun, and that's one of the big reasons. Barry's gun can pretty much handle anything in this game, and you're going to find that out. It's actually really hilarious. But if you're going to save Barry, you don't get his gun, which is also a weird thing. You think he'd like give you his gun for saving his life. But no, you get it because you get it in the bad ending because he ends up dying, so you get to have his gun. So that's kind of this little segment right here. Pick up what you need to continue for whatever ending you're gonna do. There isn't too big of a difference between the two, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do the bad one, so I don't want to have to carry all that stuff around and have to kill things and all that stuff. But I'll kind of give you a synopsis on what you need to do. It's pretty much the same thing, though, as you go through it. Alright, so now we're headed down this ladder, and this is where shit starts happening. So this is the cutscene where you either get to save Barry or kill him.
Jill.
And it ends up, he's like hiding his gun, like you don't know he has this huge ass gun this whole game. Then he's like, oh, I'm gonna shoot you. Jill's a badass.
Calm down. I didn't want to do it. Believe me, I can explain.
At PAX South, I was at PAX South. There was a guy dressed as Barry. It was hilarious. So, and here's the sad monster that we just realized who or what it is. And it's the daughter. It's super sad. And that's her mom right there on her face. And basically, it's if you don't give Barry his gun, the monster kills Barry. If you give it to Barry, Barry ends up helping you out in this fight and distracting the monster while you go do what the gimmick is, and that's to push the 4 stones off the edge. So, I'm not gonna do it. And everybody, good job, Jill, on making a good decision, kind of. And Barry, nice knowing you, bro. But peace out. Now that can happen to you in this fight, so be careful. And that's sad right there. So that's when you read that, then you realize you probably should have saved them. But to make life easier. So what I do right here is I like to run over to this stone and then stand here for a second, let him come to me and start swinging. He's gonna knock that over for me. And I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna push this first. Then I'm gonna grab Barry's gun after this. Maybe not. Oh wow, I can't believe you missed. I wonder if I got invisibility frames right there. You can grab his gun and then get punched because that's retarded. Then we're gonna head back this way and we're gonna go push this stone. Now you really want to hurry up with this because he's gonna swing right here. Oh, I didn't make him. Okay, well I'm still gonna get this because it's only one push for this one. And there you go. That's how you beat the daughter. The sad daughter. Alright. That's so sad. It's like sad, but it's creepy at the same time. Aw. And she like just gives up. Now she's like finally with her mom and was like, I don't want to cause any more pain to anybody. You look in there, you see there's a journal from the mom. And she's basically telling the daughter, I'm sorry, and a bunch of stuff. It's really sad. And it's kind of like a little sad story to the whole thing that's going on in this mansion. So, after that solemn and happy moment, let us continue. Here, you're going to use the blue book on this one. And we're going to open this up. We're going to pull this medallion out. And we're going to use it on this side. And we're going to spin around and then go to the other side. And we're going to use the red book, the medallion in it. What I found out is on this, the hitbox for this like key thing right here is very open. It's not very, you don't have to be like right on it. In fact, I think I did it once without even facing it. I don't think you can be like completely 180 to it, but you can be pretty like a 90-degree angle from it and you still be able to use it. Something to think about. And it empties the water in the fountain, which leads to an elevator that leads you down to the very end part of the game. So after this point, you're pretty much at the last area of the game. I believe here is when you can still come up and down this elevator, but now is a good time to. In fact, when we were back at the foyer before the double doors, would probably been a good time if you wanted to like explore more and do more things, to check stuff out. That would probably been a good time to do it. So we're gonna head down this ladder. Remember that door right there, because that door will lead to victory. But we can't get through yet. Now this area can be a little kind of confusing, but not as bad as the caverns, I don't think. Here's another save point, another chest area in case you need to pick up stuff or drop stuff off. I'm not going to need any of that right now. And then here, we want to run through here as fast as we can because we want these zombies to be in a good spot. We don't get hit. Good thing is I have that punk ass. You want to run around him as possible. And then the problem is if you want to get through there quickly, because you don't want that guy to get you either. Once he's on the next floor, he also will attack you. But when he's on the stairs, he likes to throw up on you instead. And the throw up animation is super easy to dodge compared to his lunge animation. That's why you want to keep him there. Now here, you want to come here really quick because you want to kill this guy. gonna see why I use this gun. And you really want to go for that headshot because you don't want him to come back up. If you don't go for that headshot, he can come back as a red demon zombie. I call them demon zombies. And he can be a pain in the butt for something that's coming up here in a minute. Anyways, head through here. Here's a little key thing. There's magnum bullets right there. You see them shining in the bottom, like left. Those bullets do not work on Barry's gun. They work on the actual magnum. So really Barry's gun has these bullets, and that's all you get with it and nothing else. So you're gonna come to this computer. You're gonna type in John for the login, and Ada, which is actually really weird that it's Ada for the password. And then you're gonna get into it, and all you're doing here is just unlocking 2 doors that you need to get into. One of them you need another password, and this password is cell. And then the last door, and it shows you on like a little map which door, which is the door we're going to right now after this section. And then there's one down on the 3rd floor basement that you need to unlock, but you don't need a code for this one. It just unlocks it for you. Alright, then we are out of here. Been around. There's a creepy room right here if you want to be like super scared about stuff. I mean, that to me is like, whatever glimmering right there, I don't really need. I don't really need now anyways. Screw that. Reminds me of the frozen room in RE4. So now that we got that, you want to head actually back upstairs. So I'm going to go back through this hallway. That's another reason you get rid of that zombie. If you get rid of him completely, you know, you don't have to worry about dodging him going through this hallway. And you go through this hallway a couple times. And like I said, also he likes to turn into a red zombie. So enraged zombie, or what do you want to call them demon zombies. So we're gonna head in here. I'm gonna use another code for this little keypad thing on the left here. So there's a keypad thing right here. We want to use it, maybe. There we go. And the code is 4. Oh no, go back. Okay, 8462. That should open up the door for you. And the door's in this room, so thank goodness. You need that first aid thing. Obviously, use it if you need it. But this is one of 2 lab keys we're going to get. When you come through this area, I should probably said this before when I told you to pick up all your weapons. You only need 2 slots open. As long as you keep yourself 2 slots open, you should be able to get through this area. As long as you don't pick up any health items or any extra items along the way. Because I believe you need a lab key, and then you need a spot to hold this canister, which is coming up here in a second. So after you get that, we're gonna head. Oh, snap! He's back on the stairs. See, he does a puke animation. Just dodge right around that. Super easy. Now we're gonna have to go get this fuel canister, and we're gonna face one of the. I told you about these enemies just a second ago, right? Oh man, I messed that up bad. I was trying to get the headshot again. I like getting rid of these guys. There we go. Completely, so I don't have to worry about it. You unequip so you can run faster still. And we're gonna go through this door. This area right here is just a big square, so you can get through this area to the other way. But you want to kill these guys because here in a second you just want it kind of empty in this area. And then this one enemy right here, you don't have to kill, but it's better off that you do when I get there. This is kind of confusing because you think there's a wall right here, but there isn't. Keep going. This is actually where you need to go. So in this next area, it's going to introduce a new enemy, and they're like insect enemies, and they're super annoying because they stay really low to the ground. They're like dog/human enemies, and they're fast. You only need to kill one, because all the other ones you're going to be able to run around. But this one, he can be a bastard. And you don't necessarily have to kill him, but you're going to want to because it kind of clears up the area so you can run around. So we're going to do that. We're going to try to do that anyway. See if I got this right. There we go. I think I did it. He can be a pain because he can just start swinging at you, and then you're gonna get hurt, and then you might use some shots. Whatever you do, make sure there's one bullet in that gun, and don't use that one bullet on any enemy except for the enemy that we're gonna get to here in a minute. So if you get to a point where you only have one bullet, do not use it on anything else. Run by everything and then just try to survive. Or go back to your chest and get another weapon or something, but whatever you do, leave one bullet in that gun. So right now we got this canister, but it is not full, so we're still able to run around. What we're going to do is we're going to make it full, and then what happens then is we got to walk. Now you can take your chance and do a sprint walk kind of pattern, but you still, even when you do that, you have a chance, because I have been blown up even when I've done that. So you can take your chances in doing it that way. That's up to you. You could have went the other way down that hall. Either way, you want to come back to this door that's next to the staircase. But yeah, once you fill this up, you can take a chance and do like what you do is you run a little bit and then you walk, and then you run a little bit and then you walk, and it's very risky because even then you can still blow up. And the reason why you blow up is because the canister gets filled with nitrous compound. You know, nitrous is explosive, so it's like the cartoons where if it gets shaken up too much, you can blow up. There's a zombie right here. You can run over here and he won't do anything. Say hi to him. Call him Tom. Tom likes to say that's the MySpace guy. He's been in this bunker and ever since MySpace failed. This is where he's been at. Poor Tom. He has no more friends. I actually hear that like opens up like once a month or something like that, and it gets like a ton of people on it, and then it shuts down again or something. So now it tells you right here, running could result in a fatal explosion. Bye, Tom. Got his little umbrella uniform and everything. There's a note over there that says, remember right, it says that we need to eliminate the STARS group and police, because they're going to be investigating this area after everything that's happened. And it's basically a whole thing saying we kind of messed up and all this virus is getting out. But we can't have anyone know. We can't let it go public. So we need to take care of that situation. So like I said, the reason why I'm walking here is because if you run, you can blow everything up. It's also the reason why I cleared everything out, right? So it sucks because it's super slow walking. Like I said, you can take the chance and do sprint walk. If you're speedrunning, that's a big gamble. But you can do it. Some people think it's after a certain amount of time you're running that it does that. Look at those jiggle physics. I've done that tactic and I've blown up. I've like literally hit square to run like 2 steps and it blew Jill up. So I know it's possible that you're still taking a gamble. Maybe a low percentage, but it's still a gamble. Alright. And then what we're doing is we're going to head all the way back to where we first put this. Where we first got this canister. It's like you haven't never seen the walking animation this whole game. And we're going to go place it back in the slot that's over in this corner where we got it from. And that's the reason why I like killing this guy, because you can take the chance of running by this guy, and if you do, you may blow up. If you kill him, you don't have to worry about it. You can still walk. Kind of a slow segment. You can take your chances if you want. It's up to you, however you want to do it. If you're a gambler, go for it. So now you can set this fuel canister that's all the way in, and then it opens up and stuff starts going down. Now, before you leave this area, the rest of these, like I said, you want to go to this door, you can just run by them. Because once you leave the room and you come back, they go back up to the ceiling, they got to drop back down. And because they got to drop back down, the animation's kind of long. And you don't have to worry about running in there. You're going to come over here to this door now. I call these the red rooms. They look like super hot and full of radiation. And then you can go either left or right here. Just choose one way and do it quick. And then whatever you do, keep going the way you chose. So you want to start this up. And then just keep going the way you were heading to begin with. That guy like runs ahead of you. It's really funny. I think he's still like tracking you around the room the other way instead of turning around. And then remember, just keep running. Just keep running. Don't get stuck. Here's to the left, if I remember right. That one's gonna drop, but like I said, that drop animation takes so long that you're long gone by the time they get to you. You just don't want to get stuck on a wall or on a turn anywhere. That's the only thing that's gonna get you. Okay, right here. This always confuses me. I always go the wrong way right there. Okay. Once we're out of there, say bye to those insects enemies. See ya, because we don't have to worry about them ever again. And we are actually really near the end of the game now. So here comes the final boss fight if you kill Barry. If you don't, you have to fight this guy twice. I'm just going to say that right now. That's the reason why you want all the weapons you got, all the ammo you can get. Pick up the ammo around here. Just get it all, because you're going to need it to fight him twice, because you're not going to have Barry's gun. And with Barry's, and if you have Barry's gun, that means you only need to fight him once. And you're going to see how hilarious this fight really becomes. You're gonna say it's really funny. It's like so funny because of the cutscene that happens and everything that goes on, and they're like, and then Wesker's like, this is the perfect creation, and all this crap goes on, and then all of a sudden, like, the battle starts, and you just see it's so funny. So I'm gonna let it play out. I'm gonna let this cutscene play out because this is the end of the game. I don't think anyone's gonna be. If you spoiler alert, you know I've already spoiled it talking. So right through here is where you face the last boss for the bad ending. So here we go. I want to show the cutscene just because of the hilarity that occurs because of this and how cool Wesker is. So just watch.
Barry's a disappointment. It's too bad he wasn't much of a poker player.
You were behind all of this. Why eliminate stars?
Believe it or not, that's Umbrella's intention.
So having stars nosing about is an inconvenience. You're just like all the other things. A slave of Umbrella.
Smart girl, but I think you misunderstand me.
And as you notice, Wesker's not super powerful like he's in other games.
I'll burn all of them along with this entire laboratory.
Because this is where it all
That will be
began.
the end of my connection with Umbrella.
What? What are you planning?
I want to show you something.
If we can hear my dog barking in the background. Let's go nuts at this tyrant. Pretty cool design. Throw that out there since we're not talking.
The ultimate life form.
Ultimate
Tyrant.
life form.
You couldn't have been
What
experimenting
Frieza said
on
about herself.
people.
Or himself. You forgetting Frieza's a guy.
Beautiful.
For the sake of this thing?
This is so dumb.
You'll never understand.
Oh shit. It's so dumb, not because this is all cool. It's so dumb because about what's going to happen in about 2 seconds. That's what makes it dumb.
I'll
I'll do with you, freak. Yeah, Jill, you're badass. Okay, whip this bad boy. And we won! Yay, celebrate. I want to sunbro it. That's it. That's why that's hilarious, because you get this huge cutscene, you're introduced to this badass monster, you're like, let's get it on, and if you did the bad ending and you have Barry's gun, that's all it takes. I just think it's funny. So, you're going to get the other lab key, and then you see Wesker. Let's go talk to his dead body. What a pathetic way to die. Holding something. Alright, the discovery of the G virus was in fact 21 years after the administration of the propagated virus. Primogenitory. Oh, I can't say that word. I'm dumb. That is a propagating. The prototype parasite, which we had delivered from a laboratory in France, was administered to the sample specimen. The sample specimen took in the parasite without showing any sign of adverse reaction. Lack of any reaction was an unsolved mystery, but now everything is clear to me. The prototype parasite was incubating in the sample specimen's body for 21 years, and from that incubating state, the prototype suddenly mutated, evolved, may be more of an appropriate word to describe it. This observation gave me more insight in my research. Through further modification and testing, I was able to derive a method to create the G that surpasses the performance of the T. This was the breakthrough that would change the future of the BOW's history. I can't wait to see the look on Alexia's annoying face when I finally announce my research. But unfortunately, I'll have to wait a few more years to completely verify my findings. So, this is tying it all back into what Code Veronica was, which came out way after this game. Alexia, you meet Alexia and Alfred, I think is who it is in that game. And you go through their mansion. They have some parts that are very similar to this mansion. And you kind of go through an Arctic base. And it's a really cool way to connect everything. And this was by William Birkin. So, that's all that. Wonderful stuff. And you want to come over here. Release this lock. And you are now pretty much done with this game. You won't meet another enemy along the way. Bye, Tyrant, you pathetic enemy. And makes you wonder why Barry was having so much trouble killing that zombie at the very beginning of the game, because apparently that zombie was tougher than this than the Tyrant. All right, let's head over here. Is there anything around here? No, there wasn't. That's what I thought. We're gonna go back up this sick-looking elevator. And basically what we're going to do now is just going to backtrack all the way up the ladder. Remember I told you, remember that door that's up there? It's the road to victory. That is basically right. That is the road. So what happens if you're doing 100% is you got to kill him without the magnum, obviously. You can have your own magnum, but I don't believe it's a one-shot kill with that one. Usually what people use is the grenade launcher. And then you have to fight him again after you get up this elevator with when Barry's here, and he's kind of helping you out. Again, his gun doesn't do jack shit apparently when he's using it, but when you're using it, it's an amazing weapon. But that's really the only difference, and then you get the better ending when you do it that way. We're gonna head up this way. I did it this way. Really, I did it this way not because it's easier or whatnot. I did it because I find it so funny. When you're introduced to this monster and you just like one bullet its ass. Oh, I forgot. You will meet some enemies. You'll meet these assholes. Like I'm gonna pick these up. I'm gonna die right here. Watch. It'll be hilarious. I thought I saw a knife. I guess I don't. Oh man, he's munching on me. Pick up this one too. Why not? The last two zombies I can't dodge. Apparently I'm dodging them all game, and then these two are giving me problems. So we're just gonna combine these so I look cool when I beat the game. You never want to be at low health when you beat the game. You want to be badass. You want to walk out of the game looking like a badass. Freaking cool, walking around standing up, head held high. So this is another reason why this save point's right here, is because if you do the good ending, you're gonna save there before you do the last fight. If you're doing like a normal playthrough, no, you're not gonna freak out. I think the first time I ran through this game, I had like 20,000 saves. It literally said 20,000. Saved like everywhere, multiple times. Because I was just always afraid of what was gonna come around the next corner. And if I had enough ammo, as you can tell, it's like a little boss fountain. At least just health. Alright. And Brad's trying to talk to you again, and now this time Jill finally realized her radio doesn't work, so she doesn't try to talk back, but she knows she needs to hurry up. Because he says that, hey, this is it. I'm leaving if you guys don't hurry up and make a signal. This is interesting, this part right here. So that fuse box is given to you right here in front of the thing you need to use it for. And I always find that awkward. We're going to place that down, and we're going to head through here. I'm trying to think if there's a reason why it does that or not. Look how cool she is. She's super ready to get out of here. So we're on the last elevator right up. Like I said, good ending, you'd have one more fight right in this area, but since we did the bad one, we won't have that fight. And basically it's the same thing, just shoot him with your grenades, flame rounds, acid rounds, whatever you got, unload on him until he dies. Barry will try to keep him distracted, but he doesn't do a very good job. Apparently, like I said, when he uses his gun, it doesn't do jack shit. So this is also funny. You get these signal rockets, right? It's in this badass case. You run over here. You gotta use them. Use them right here. And you're like, oh shit, these look awesome. That's fucking cool. And then when it goes off, it's so anticlimactic. I wanted like a big something that's like it's hilarious. So that's it. That's Resident Evil right there. That's it. Game over. Jill is not happy about the way it all happened, but she's survived. And it's pretty freaking cool. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the guide. Hopefully it helped y'all out getting through the game. I was like, man, what is this noise? Oh, you guys can't hear it. Okay, I'm looking at my meter seeing if it's going up. That's someone outside with like a motorcycle or a dirt bike. Alright, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it helped out in any way. I'm gonna have a Chris guide coming up. Actually, my friend Kevin, who's the other OG. So I'm OG Chris. OG Kevin's going to be coming up. And he's going to show you how to play through Chris's guide in his own way. So it may not be like mine. But he should hit up everything. And hopefully you guys enjoy that one. I'm thinking also about doing a knife, 100% knife guide. So you guys can see how that's done. I'll probably be done with Chris, so I think it'd be pretty cool to see that. If I do that one, I'll probably do it in like one segment if I can. Oh, I guess I'll have to. I don't remember what YouTube's max upload time is. It might have to be 2 segments, but that's fine, even if it is. Who's that? We all know who that is. He becomes a bastard, and he becomes a character on Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's it, guys. All right, Resident Evil. Let's see what my stats were. How fast I beat this game. I don't need to see all this stuff.
Jill,
thanks, guys, for making the game, because you guys are awesome. Oh, 3 minutes and 1 second. 3 hours and 1 minute is what I meant to say. God, if it was 3 minutes and 1 second, that'd be amazing. Be the best run ever. 3 hours, 1 minute. That's not too bad. In fact, when I played it a minute ago, when I was trying to get down what I was going to say and things like that, I actually had it under 3 hours. I had it at like 250 something. So anyways, it's pretty badass, guys. I love this game. I'm trying to speedrun it right now. If you want to try to catch that, I'll be on Twitch doing that. I try to do it also when I'm not on Twitch. I'll be doing it on my free time. So, but guys, peace out. We will definitely check you guys out next time. This is OG Chris, and I am out of here. Later, guys.